I was thinking about doing the red video about Pokimane, where basically, so we could point and laugh about how stupid she is regarding gamers. Yeah, she said something. She said something recently that is an absolute brain dead. And I just want to see her make a complete moron of herself. That's what it boils down to. I literally just want to see her make a complete moron out of herself so we can point and laugh. So let us see what brain dead take this. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not one of the filthy rich that I'm always saying eat the rich about. Let's just see how stupid she gets today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So I'm sure you're a lot like me. Whenever you come across a topic on the internet, the first thought in your mind is, what does Pokimane have to say about this? And it's no different when it comes to gaming. Pokimane is a fountain of knowledge when it comes to gaming, and recently she's had a clip go viral where she's talking about the experience of female gamers, where she yearns, she pines for the good old days where female gamers had it so much better. And by better, I mean the times where people used to simp for people like Pokimane.
Pokimane isn't being stopped because nobody gives a fuck. See, unlike other streamers that are actually being volatile and advocating for terrorists, unlike that, Pokimane's just an idiot. Pokimane is just a vapid LA streamer that gets high off of her own farts and just says, I'm actually like so smart, you know? Like, really, I'm really smart. Don't forget to eat the rich, guys. But I'm not rich. Just so you guys know, I'm not rich. I'm not actually a millionaire. Just, seriously. Like, but just don't forget, eat the rich. And yeah, she is. She is. There was this stupid fucking drama where she actually went to when she went took a flight to Canada and forgot her visa for the US for the return trip. Her assistant packed the wrong visa. How the fuck that happens in the first place, I don't even know. But yeah, the fact is she is a dumb, vapid LA streamer that no one cares what she thinks. And that's why like the whole stop her thing. Stop her from what? Giving us hilarious entertainment about how stupid she is? Oh, give me that. Give me that. I need something to laugh about. I need another good reason to laugh at these dumbass LA streamers. Absolutely.
A lot harder than they are currently. Now, of course, the gaming industry would totally never have anything negative to say about men. Of course, that's
Oh
ignoring the last
no.
10 to 15 years of agenda pushing, where even
Fuck.
the UN heard about how evil men are thanks to individuals like Anita Sarkeesian. You
But then again, okay, in respect to that, it's the UN. Who gives a fuck what the UN thinks these days? And yes, like the UN was saying like they're gonna actually do something about male toxicity gaining. But again, I pose to you this question. Who actually fucking cares what the UN thinks? No one of any intellect gives a shit what the UN has to say because no one thinks that the UN should still exist. The only thing the UN is good for these days is covering up their own soldiers sexually abusing children in foreign nations. That's literally the only thing the UN does anymore. The UN does absolutely nothing else.
also ignore the fact that game developers, community managers, and alike have been routinely speaking about how much they hate not only gamers, but particularly male gamers and even a
Oh,
step
yes.
further, white male gamers.
Yeah, leave us not forget this line right here. Katie Robinson, aka Piker Chulita, I have no fucking clue who that is, stated that she hates gamers, and she also stated that white male gamers were a mistake. So she's racist. So Pikachu did Chulita waving her racism flag. We're seeing a lot of that lately. We're seeing a lot of the openly racist against white people folk as of late. Because for those of you that didn't know, there was like a boxing match that Aiden Ross put on recently, where It was a guy who is admittedly a white supremacist, was fighting another, like, I don't know if it's up for debate if he's just a streamer or if he's a rapper or whatever, but basically fighting, doing a boxing match against a black gentleman who was either a rapper or streamer or something. I don't even know what. And basically, the white guy won. Yeah, super hot fire, whoever the fuck he is. And first and foremost, I watched Asmongold's reaction to it, so I actually got to see the boxing match. Holy shit, was that a shit boxing match? The boxing match itself was nah, if that. Yeah, Gypsy Crusader versus Super Hot Fire. And Gypsy Crusader, the white supremacist guy, won, but it was a split decision by the judges, and Gypsy won. And holy crap, after they announced that he won, the racism came out from all corners against the white guy. Everyone in the fucking building just started shouting the most racist shit at the white guy, Gypsy. Oh yeah. They were the racist crash outs against the white guy were insane. Absolutely insane. Like every single person there basically just let it be known how racist they were. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. And by the way, they tried to say like, oh yeah, he only won because the judges were all white. The judges all had Hispanic names. They literally tried to say, oh, yeah, he only won because I'll bet the judges are white. All the judges are white. No, the judges were all Hispanic. So yeah, they literally like just showcase every single person that participated in this. Like in the audience, the boxer himself, all the commentators, all just basically just disclosed that they're racist against white people. Like broadcast it. Good job. Yeah, so we're seeing that people are not afraid to be racist against white people anymore. It's disgusting as fuck, and it's beyond a double standard, but it's kind of showcasing the people that you don't want to have any involvement with.
This also ignores the endless discourse on social media where people are blaming men for all of the problems in the gaming industry and related communities. And this sort of discussion goes on and on. It often blows up in the face of the people trying it, and that's exactly what we're dealing with today, involving Pokimane, who has come out and said how much things have changed for women in the last 10 to 15 years when it comes to gaming. And let's just hear the intro to this clip.
Earlier today, I did this random little TikTok where I was talking about how, hear me out, do you guys remember like 10, 15 years ago? I feel like 10, 15 years ago, if you were a girl gaming online, people were actually so nice to you. Like so nice, they treated you so well. They would like gift you free stuff, all this stuff. Do you guys?
And there it is. There it is right there. Pokimane hates the fact that guys are done with the toxic female bullshit and is upset that she's not getting free shit from guy gamers anymore. That guy gamer said, you want a game? Fine, but I'm not giving you anything. Yeah, that's what she's upset about. Materialistic as fuck. I don't like the fact that guys don't simp for me in video games anymore and give me free shit. Yeah, guys finally woke up. That's disingenuous. Let me rephrase. Guys finally said, we're done. Not only being shit on simply for existing, but also having the expectation that we're going to give you free shit just because you're a girl. The men of the gaming sphere said, we're done. And people like Pokimane are upset that they don't have the pretty privilege anymore. People like Pokimane are upset that simply being a pretty girl isn't enough to basically get you anything that you want, and you actually gotta work for what you want to get now. Yeah, this was literally the quiet part out loud. She literally just verbalized the quiet part out loud. She's upset that sitting there looking pretty is not enough to get her free shit and retain a decent audience. And oh, she's upset. That's why she's been doing the whole thing about marrying herself while shilling like a $3,000 diamond ring because she had to get that sponsorship to get that sweet money because no one's showing up on her streams anymore and no one's giving her bits, no one's giving her subs. Yeah, the game's over and she doesn't want it to be over. And so now she's butthurt about it.
Remember? But nowadays, I feel like girls are a little bit scared to game online or to use their mic or whatever.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Girls are not scared to game. Girls are not scared to get on mic. They're not, because the actual gamer girls know what they're getting into. And actual gamer girls can throw back just as hard as the guys do. Okay? It's only quote unquote gamer girls like Pokimane that when they get on the mic and then guys just start shitting all over her, like doing like the good-natured shitting on her, just like your general shit talking that happens when you game. And she's like, "Oh, why aren't you simping for me? Why aren't you simping for me?" When actual gamer girls will throw down just as much as the guys will. Guy throws out a shit talk, a girl's gonna shit talk right back even harder. Those are actual gamer girls. And yeah, plenty of them are hot too. That's a side thing. But Pokimane is basically just exposing she's not actually a gamer girl.
Thank you for subbing. I just like, sometimes I think about these days and I'm like, I'm not hallucinating that, right?
I think a lot of people are absolutely exhausted hearing anything about gaming from Pokimane, the individual who just a few months ago made this rage bait tweet that she swiftly deleted, where she said, "I miss when streaming was about gaming, not just drama baiting and clip farming," which is...
In other words, she looked at a mirror and didn't like herself and decided to make a tweet where she projects. That's what this is. She looked at herself in the mirror and realized that all she's doing is drama baiting and clip farming and doesn't actually game. And so she decided to project it to basically say, yes, tell me I'm the queen. Please, tell me how wonderful I am and how I'm the queen and how I'm oh so wise. And everybody else is just looking at her like, the fuck are you talking about? Streaming is about gaming, and it's also about yapping. You can do both. I'm living proof.
is literally her bread and butter.
All of the LA
She does
streamers have
nothing
said
but
this
drama
because they're
and
trying to
rage
find
bait
legitimacy.
and try to farm clips. Her entire ecosystem is sitting in front of a camera pretending to be some gamer girl, where in reality she doesn't actually play any games. While she sits there, talks a little bit to her chat, reacts to videos lazily, and then waits for her tier 3 simps to try to clip her as she tries to walk out of the room or something for their own creepy simp purposes. Stuff like that. I mean, the IRL section on Twitch was literally created because of people like Pokimane, because they were abusing the sort of tag of being a gamer or playing a certain game so much, they had to do something about it as a platform. Now, in that clip we just watched, she talks about the good old days. She is literally pining for the old era, 10 to 15 years ago, where being a girl and gaming online, people were so much nicer to you. She is yearning for the days where she could amass simps easier. That's literally what she's saying here. It was just easier back then. People gave her free stuff because she was a woman in the space, and that's what worked for her. Now, that's kind of dried up. That sort of gimmick doesn't really work anymore, and I guess she is yearning for the good old days. And it's pointed out here that, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. She's yearning for the good old days because she's getting older. People are reminding her she's getting older, and her audience is drying up because she's getting older, and people are realizing that Pokimane is just a vapid, brainless LA streamer that 100% is trading on her looks for her entire streaming career.
Ready? Ready!
That's what this is all about. She's starting to realize that she has no talent, that her streaming is nothing more than people wanting to look at a pretty girl. She offers nothing substantive to her audience. She offers no actual entertainment to her audience. And her audience is realizing this, and her audience is fucking off. And they're going to other streams where they can actually be entertained, where the streamer will engage with them and actually put on a show that can entertain them, that can make them laugh, can make them cry, make them rage. They can join in on the gaming that the streamer might be doing. Pokimane offers none of that. She offers absolutely none of that. Her audience is realizing this, and she's realizing this. And so her audience is fucking off, and she's not getting as many of those tier 3 simps as she once did. And now she's butthurt about it. And now she's trying to basically maybe she's trying to reinvent herself as some kind of like guru of like dropping nuggets and kernels of knowledge to try and entice people to come back. Because if she drops what she thinks is kernels of knowledge and wisdom, then maybe people will show up on her stream, and maybe she'll drop other quote-unquote truth bombs on her. And it ain't gonna work.
Because 15 years ago, not every woman was making I have a stalker TikTok afterwards because someone left comments on their socials. Men learned from it, and now you are all getting manhandled like the rest. It's called equality.
Yep.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's called equality. Nobody's throwing their money at Pokimane. They're throwing it at goofy lads like me, because it's really that simple. Just go out there and provide people the content they want. Don't sit there and be a massive hypocrite, constantly whining about it or saying, oh, the good old days, I used to get more out of people. Like, it's totally ridiculous to hear this from her. She just wants a return to a better time where she sat there and got absolutely showered in donations 24/7. But now she's resorted.
Life is funny. After donating 4K, being a tier 3 sub, I get banned from her channel and subreddit. There it is. There it is. That's what she's counting on to survive, to stay rich.
To even more rage baiting and trying to be this very stunning and brave individual with her political related tweets that absolutely drive people insane due to her lack of self-awareness or just knowledge about really anything. And on top of that, people are pointing out that why would Pokimane need free stuff? If you're a broke girl, just say so. And that, of course, is
fucking based commenter right there.
Is a calling to an old quote of hers where, confronted by viewers who didn't want to pay $28 a pack for her cookie brand, she
the failed cookie brand. I will remind you, her cookie brand no longer exists. It went under. It lasted for a couple years, nobody bought them, and the company has now gone under.
Said, if you're a broke boy, just say so. And this is the one who is trying to lecture you about how women are being treated in the gaming space when, of course, you're just a broke boy if you don't want to support her overpriced cookie brand, which, of course, has been falling apart over the past couple of months.
Yep.
But nevertheless, this whole claim about 10 to 15 years ago, and just now, as she said in the clip, she's noticing something is wrong here with the treatment of girls in gaming. She's been doing this every year.
Okay, this opening statement is bullshit. The hate that women receive within gaming has become so normalized. No, it's called shit talking. It's called shit talking. Because guess what? Guys will shit talk the fuck out of one another even more than they'll do so to women. You want to hear the quote-unquote hate? Listen to guys on mic with one another. They will tear each other apart. Sheer what? Like, it's literally fun. They'll throw some of the most racist, homophobic slurs at one another because it's shit talking. They're having a fucking blast and just ripping into each other because that's what you do as a gamer. Granted, I don't do that, but in the frickin' COD lobbies and shit and the Siege lobbies and whatnot, yeah, That's what guys do. They shit talk one another ad nauseum in ways that would make Pokimane blush and go hide under the bed. There's no hate women are receiving for being women. They get shit talked just like every other gamer that's in the lobby. They're literally being treated equally. Something that you supposedly champion, equality with women. Well, but look what happens when women get treated equally in these spaces. Pokimane says, oh, it's hate. It's hate. It's not equality. It's hate. Basically, Pokimane wants women to be treated like literal queens. You can never say anything bad for them. And she's basically lying when she says, I want equality. She's flat out lying. She doesn't want equality. She wants women to be treated special. She wants especially her to be treated special. She doesn't want to be treated equal. That's what it boils down to. There's an old quote I heard from a comedian once who was actually spitting facts on this one line. It's that when it comes to women saying, I want to be, women should be treated with equality. No, that's not what it is. Women don't want to be treated. Women want to be paid. Women don't want equality in that exact sense. They want to be treated special, but they want to be paid like a man. That's what it boils down to. Which again, that's a whole fallacy in and of itself, realistically. But that's basically what it boils down to. And it's even evolved since then. People like Pokimane don't want equality. They want speciality. No, it was not Bill Burr. It was Carlos Mencia, actually. But Pokimane doesn't want equality. 100%. She wants inequality where women are treated better than men. That is what she wants. So all of her talking about wanting equality is
Schrodinger's
bullshit.
feminist, basically.
I don't even know if I would go that far. I legit don't even know if I would go that far. It is, they want to be treated special. They don't want equality. They do not. Women like Pokimane think that they are above men and they should be treated like they're above men. And so she's basically flat out lying when she says, I want equality. No, you don't. You don't want equality. You've never wanted equality. So fucking admit it already. Admit that you think women should be treated like queens and men should be treated like peasants. Just fucking admit it already. Everybody already knows this. You need to just stop playing fuck around and admit it.
For like a decade, okay? Here's a tweet from 2021 where she says, the hate that women receive within gaming has become so normalized, but we need to make it clear to our communities and platforms that it is absolutely not okay. Now you have to understand the context here. She was getting dragged by people on social media for, once again, stirring the pot, basically getting what she's asking for in terms of attention. And she makes this not about women, but instead about her getting criticized. And now she's trying to come out and say, hey, we need to stand up to this sort of behavior.
Yes. Yes. That's why I'm saying women like her. And that's why I said true gamer girls, they play back just as hard as the gamer guys. Sometimes even worse. That's why I said that Pokimane is not a true gamer girl. Is not a gamer girl. She does not speak for gamer girls. She's speaking for herself and herself alone, while pretending to be an advocate for women.
Behavior. It's very self-serving, and she's using this entire movement and message to really just protect herself, which that really shouldn't surprise you. Now, a lot of people hearing that good old era she's talking about from 10 to 15 years ago, and they think to themselves, like, how would Pokimane survive a good old-fashioned 2012 COD lobby?
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think she would have been just fine. If you look at the old clips of Pokimane, this one in particular, like, I can literally hear this gif, ladies and gentlemen. I think she would have fit in just fine in that environment. But hearing all of this from Pokimane is very ironic. She's trying to virtue signal about women in the gaming space. Meanwhile, we know full well she could not define what a...
This is true. You're absolutely right. She's realized she's losing to VTubers. She's realized that she's losing out to the sexy anime waifu girls. And She's sensing her own biological clock. She's getting older. We're not. She's gonna start getting wrinkles. We will look forever gorgeous. Her pussy is gonna get all dry and crusty. Well, VTuber pussy is the best pussy because it never gets old and will always be soft, supple, and oh so deliciously tight. Pokimane can't say the same thing. And she's scared. Oh, yes, I have to go there. I will always go there. Ha ha ha.
Woman is, if you asked her, because her answer entirely hinges upon what the socially acceptable answer is currently in the
Thank you,
LA streaming scene.
Cobalt.
She is a slave to that scene and a slave to whatever makes her the most money, and that's exactly what
Brittany? She tried that already and failed miserably. She tried to go the VTuber route. I think she made it one stream and then never did it again. So yes, she tried to be a VTuber. Problem is she realized that if you're going to be a... Oh, Kirby. Oh, baby, I've missed you. Oh, give me more. Come see me later, Kirby. I have use for you. Yeah, she tried the VTuber route. She tried it once, I think, and never again, because she realized that when you're a VTuber, you need to basically rely upon your personality and not simply your looks to engage your audience. And Pokimane has no personality. Yeah, her model was shit to begin with, but there are plenty of people who have absolute basic models, but they have a fun, engaging personality, which is what keeps people in the stream. It's why people go back to the stream, because of the VTuber's personality, because they are fun, because they, are care about their audience, because they talk to their audience, they engage with their audience. They are entertaining and engaging, and Pokimane is none of those. So even as a VTuber, she fails.
dictates her morals, and in this case, it's just ironic hearing her talk about women. But let's move on to the next part of the clip where she talks about misogyny.
But that's the thing, it makes me sad for maybe like younger women who just got into gaming and they think that this is just how it's been all the time, but that's not so much the case, I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always been some issues in relation to misogyny, but
really? Oh, of course.
At one point, it didn't feel so bad.
Now, it's very interesting hearing
course she would say
Pokimane talking
misogyny.
about how she feels so sad for younger women because
Misogyny does not exist like people think. Misogyny does not exist the way people like Pokimane think. Pokimane only talks about misogyny because basically people are not giving her shit. So basically, in Pokimane's eyes, if gamers don't give her anything she wants, it's misogyny. That's it. That's literally it. It's, once again, as I've said, destroying language. The word misogyny has been used inappropriately for a long time now, along with many other words. And Pokimane is absolutely an offender for it. I legit don't think Pokimane even knows what misogyny is. I legit don't think that Pokimane has ever actually encountered actual misogyny. And so now it's basically transmutated to simply just mean you are doing what I want you to do, and therefore you're a misogynist. That's it. Kind of like with all the other words that have been destroyed by SJRs like Pokimane.
because she believes that they're in
What does
this
she know?
hostile
Nothing.
environment that
She knows
wasn't
nothing.
always this way, but it also always had issues with misogyny, and it's somehow gotten worse. She can't really articulate exactly how it's gotten worse, but I think all of this comes from a position of insecurity about this whole gamer girl type label she's always battled with. I mean, back in 2020, she had a whole meltdown because people were making fun of her as a gamer girl. Like, she tried to identify as that, and people are like, you don't even actually play anything. And then in response to that, she says nobody watches you at all. When someone said nobody watches you for your personality or gameplay, I think this screenshot from 2020 really captures the sort of attitude and sensitivity Pokimane has towards anyone trying to call her out for actual content she provides. And it's even more ironic when she argues about misogyny. It's like, what is misogyny to this individual? Because pretty much everything is,
Exactly.
right? You post this rabbit clock meme in her replies, you're getting a swift block, and she believes that you're a misogynist for pointing this out. And that's some of the quotes on the
Course.
most recent stuff saying she doesn't understand, she's expired goods, she's almost 30. Almost 30, it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. But again, this is
Here's the funny part. It shouldn't be. Pokimane coming up on the big 3-0 shouldn't make her expired goods at all. Problem is, she's been trading on her youth and is she? I don't even know how old she is anymore. I don't know if she's coming up on 30, if she's 32. I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't care. But it shouldn't matter. Because it only should matter if your looks are fading because of your age and you have nothing else to trade upon as a streamer other than your looks. She has a dumb, vapid personality that cannot form a cohesive intellectual thought about literally anything. Okay, so she's 29. But the fact is that shouldn't matter. It legit shouldn't matter. If she was an entertaining streamer, her age should mean nothing. Because I will point out, there are plenty of VTubers out there that are in their 30s that are very entertaining and have a sizable audience that enjoy their content immensely. Why? Because they're entertaining. The age means nothing. It legit means nothing. Look at Cha-Cha. Look at Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha is like, what, in her mid-30s? Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. She's like, what, in her mid-30s, I think? I don't know for sure. I don't actually know how old she is. But people go back to her stream time and again because she's enjoyable. She's funny. She's entertaining. Kirsche, I have no idea how old Kirsche. Yeah, she's a mom. She's a mom of 4. Kirsche. People go to Kirsche's streams because she's entertaining. She's highly intelligent. She educates people. There's Asari. Look at Asari when Asari streams with Leaf. Asari's mom. Obviously of an older age, but people love her stream. When she streams because she's sweet, she's entertaining, etc., ad nauseum. The age means nothing if you have an entertaining personality and people enjoy your content. It means nothing. This is a Japanese VTuber who was 80. There you go. 80-year-old VTuber. There you go. I mean, for God's sake, well, look at Rutro. Granted, it's a guy, so if the argument loses a little bit. Look at Rutro that we were gonna check out. He's like, he's an older guy. I think he might have been in his 50s. I think he's in his 50s, and he had 50 people in the stream watching him play Fortnite. Why? He's entertaining. Smith's 6 feet. But yeah, that's what it boils down to. If you do not foster an entertaining stream that people enjoy being a part of, your age doesn't make a fucking bit of difference. Your looks don't make a bit of difference. Even for those that come this close to showing whole on stream, that lasts for a couple minutes and then people will get bored. Even guys will get bored and go, okay, I saw ass or I saw titties. That's all I'm getting. I can get that on the hub. I'm going to go find something else that'll actually entertain me.
the type of person who, even when asked by her friends if she's getting married, she views that as sexist.
Guys, I've got big news.
What?
Big married? Oh, listen, you need to... That's very sexist of you.
And to the vapid, oh, we're so pretty and perfect and we're LA streamers. How dare you ask me if I'm gonna get married? Shut up. For the love of fuck, shut up, you vapid bit.
That's such a bigoted question.
No. I would be.
And again, not having a sweet fucking clue what that word even means. Again, just proving that Pokimane does not live in reality. She lives in her own LA streamer world. Yeah. The fact that she said that that's sexist and bigoted tells you just how out of touch she is. And yeah, she has no brain. She has no brain. It has ceased to be. It has gone off to meet its maker. It's a stiff. If it was in the ground, it'd be pushing up daisies. It is an ex-Pokimane brain.
I feel like if Scara said I got big news, I'd be like, you got married? You know, you got an anime girlfriend?
The way you hesitated 3 times tells me that is not the first question you would
My
ask
mom
him.
asked that too.
Exactly. Let's not repeat these cycles of abuse.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, did this stupid cunt just say, let's not repeat cycles of abuse when asking a question of, did you get married? I don't care if she's making a joke. That's not funny. People throw the abuse word around way too fucking much, and to say, let's not repeat the cycle of abuse when asking, did you get married? Fuck you. Fuck you. There are too many people that accuse of bullshit like that, and so you're just destroying words and throwing it around as a joke when it's not even funny. No. I'm sorry, I take fucking issue. I take fucking issue with her using that terminology, even when she's acting like she's what is like making it a joke, and she wasn't joking. I'm gonna tell you right now, her tittering right there was to cover up the fact that she was being serious. I will tell you right now, she was being serious, and she started tittering afterwards, specifically to try and cover up the fact that she was being serious. She probably realized as the words were coming out of her mouth, oh, this is probably a bad thing for me to say. I better like giggle like I was actually just joking. She wasn't joking. She was being serious.
You know, some people out there will think that this is ironic. This is definitely not ironic. Pokimane is that insecure about her status. And it just goes to show you, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you look like, it doesn't make people instantly fly into your life into a successful relationship that you can build off of. But of course, that waits to be seen with her neighbor. We'll look at those clips, those rage-baiting clips, in just a second. But she really asked the question, have we regressed? Well, I don't know. It seems like everything that we're talking about exemplifies regression, but not the way she's trying to speak about.
Okay, this article right here is basically women who regret being mothers. No, women regret not being able to do whatever the fuck they want. I guarantee you, this BBC News article is all women that just want to go, just run around, do whatever they want, fuck whoever they want, and that's why they regret being mothers. Is because now they actually have to take responsibility for their actions, take responsibility for others, and can't just be a slag, as the saying goes.
I mean, the whole question about marriage, and other streamers like her have been confronted with wanting to have a family, and they act like it's the most offensive thing they've ever heard in their lives. Well, that is a narrative being spread by the media, which I think has regressed even further, where a recent article, literally from 2 days ago, describes life as a trap that you can't escape, referring to women who become mothers. Like, they're trying to demonize motherhood. That's how low we have fallen, okay?
And people wonder why there is a birth rate crisis in the Western world right now.
And Pokimane, speaking of regression, has understood for a very long time, since 2020, thanks to the screenshot, that she understands why guys have an easier time relating to guys and girls to girls. And if a community is male-dominated, there's bound to be biases. But she hopes that we can learn to be both fair and empathetic regardless of this paradigm. So, number one, this shows that she's aware.
Fucking someone get her a nun's habit. We've got a wannabe motherfucking Teresa going on right now.
That gaming has always been a male-dominated space, so when you try to plant a flag in a space that you're normally not the most representative of, it's going.
Well, yeah, because she doesn't actually mean empathetic. That's why. It's because the word empathy has been bastardized and twisted to mean you should basically treat me as special so I can treat you like shit. That is why people hate like yourself hate the word empathy, is because it's been twisted and it's being used as a weapon by women to basically say you need to treat me like a queen and be happy that I'm treating you like a peasant. And that's why, again, this word is getting twisted so people actually dislike it.
Going to come with some sort of tension, but she is aware of this and has been complaining about it and using it to protect herself for many years. But the sort of empathy that she's trying to point towards in this regression, well, it's all over the media. Again, here is a tweet with 122,000 likes. Sabrina Carpenter at Lollapalooza having over 100,000 people call men useless. Pokimane herself saying that basically all the most attractive men are gay, which just really reflects, again, her own
Are you fucking kidding
sort
me?
of agenda, her own discourse that she's always pushing to be the most progressive ever, while also being
For fuck's sake.
incredibly not that, ironically enough.
Yeah, I know. Yes, this is a flat out fucking lie. But you have to remember, this is Pokimane. She's talking about from her experience in the LA streaming space. She's literally in her own little bubble of the LA streamers. So yes, maybe in the little bubble of the LA streamers, all the men that she finds to be physically attractive are gay because she has a sample size of 5. Literally, do not be looking to Pokimane for advice on anything. Like, seriously, this girl does not have brain one in her head. So don't look to her for advice for anything about anything.
But of course, throughout all the time of her gaming career, she has always recognized this idea in her mind that when women mess up, they're attacked in a different sort of a way than when a man messes up. And
This
a
is
man
a fucking
forgiven.
lie.
Well, it's kind of ironic
This is an
coming
abject
from her
lie.
because she's part of the problem. I mean, she's one of the people running defense for Hassan Piker. So if you really believe men get away with everything.
By the way, can let me just quote on this one. This is an abject fucking lie. If a guy fucks up, this is not said. If a guy fucks up, the guy gets dog piled on. And in fact, like people call for even worse on a guy. They will call for a guy to self-delete, essentially. They'll say someone should actually kill this guy, or they will tell the guy, you should just go kill yourself. They are 1,000 times worse to guys if they fuck up versus women. Women will still take shit if they fuck up. Absolutely. But it's 1,000 times worse for a guy. Even back in 2020, it was 1,000 times worse for a guy.
In this industry, well, you let Hassan get away with everything. I mean, she had to last minute push back one of her podcast episodes featuring Hassan during the dog zapping campaign that she clearly doesn't care about. She doesn't care about his supporting of terrorist organizations, his threats, his advocacy for political violence. She doesn't care about any of that because, well, she needs him for whatever reason. Clout, friendship, what have you.
She's
Bottom
riding his
dollar,
coattails.
any of those things. That's why she ignores it in that context. She is literally part of the problem she has been describing. But the last part that we're going to look at today is rage baiting. And it is so ironic hearing this from her.
I do feel though that there's been rage bait for so long that I'm like tired a little bit, like I'm numb.
What a winky dink. We're all tired of you.
Actually don't get baited as much because everybody knows that there's rage bait. You get what I mean?
That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. If you weren't baited so much, you literally would not be saying what you've been saying during the stream. So
that was a fucking lie.
Yeah. Completely full of shit. You absolutely got baited, and that's why you've been saying what you've been saying here.
But that's I also think that that's unhealthy because it leads to a level of like apathy. Like we just don't care. Like we hear bad things and we don't
No,
care
we just
because
don't
we've
care
been
about
rage
you,
baited so
and you
much
hate that.
that
No, we just don't care about you, Pokimane. And you are so butthurt about that. You hate that so much that people just don't care about you. And now you're trying to sound like fucking Socrates spewing what you think is such philosophical wisdom, and everybody's seeing right through it.
we're just numb. Like whatever. I don't even know if that's true or not.
Look at, I don't know if you guys saw, look at the movement of her chat. Okay, it's like my chat probably moves a bit faster than hers did. Watch when she's talking. Watch the movement of her chat.
We just don't care. Like we hear bad things and we don't care because we've been rage baited so much that we're just numb. Like whatever. I don't even know if that's true or not.
Look at the movement of her chat. It's like it's like tick, tick, tick. She knows that nobody fucking cares anymore. And now she's trying to present herself as some kind of philosophical genius. And nobody cares. She could be in slow mode, but I don't know. I doubt it.
DGAF.
As I already stated earlier, Pokimane is the queen of rage bait. This tweet, again, deleted from a few months ago, is the epitome of that, saying I miss when streaming was about gaming, not just drama baiting and clip farming. Literally, the call
I'm
is
not
coming
going to. I
from
don't fucking
inside
care.
the house. In fact, these days, Pokimane's Twitter simply exists to rage bait people. And that is evident with tweets from just last year where she said, my brother got married, and then just made a thirst trap photo of herself.
Yep.
And you can see people's reaction to this. Like, it is so self-centered. And you have to almost think, like, this is intentional. There's no way she doesn't have just enough self-awareness to know she's rage baiting people. Especially with tweets like this saying, believe all victims.
Oh, here we
And
go.
of course, people back in 2025 were pointing out that, yeah, well, you also are someone who would make fun of Amber Heard. And now she is rewriting the script here, saying she regrets how she streamed the trial and made jokes at the expense of Amber Heard. Like, this is absolutely insane. She
Well, that
loves
didn't
rage
age
baiting
well.
so much that, well, she's tripping over herself. She can't even keep the narrative straight. And also, speaking of rage bait, she has been posting videos with her neighbor, totally not boyfriend, her neighbor, which of course is riling up a lot of people on social media. That's a whole nother thing. And then she made this as her most recent tweet.
The
You know
fuck?
how this goes, right? She posts these silly photos. Everyone's just making fun of her. And that's pretty much how it goes. It's not even surprising whatsoever. But yeah, that is the situation with Pokimane. I hope you didn't rot too many brain cells
Oh yeah,
seeing
she is
all
desperate.
this, but that's going to do it for today's
Absolutely
video. As
desperate.
always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, like what? She's so fucking stupid. Oh, good God.